O daughter of Babylon, virgin daughter of Babylon, O daughter of Babylon. See, who is this? Verse 7, remember, O Most High, the children of Edom. Who are they? O daughter of Babylon. Verse 8, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall it be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall it be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, it says. So the Most High polluted his inheritance. And we look at Isaiah 47 and 5 again. And this is how we get understanding. And I hope this is penetrating your brain, that you can really see this, because this is what happened to us for not following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. So now when we see Isaiah 47 and 6, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. See? The Most High did this because we didn't follow his rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments. Thou didst show them no mercy. From the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. See? Who's in his inheritance? Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. But see, people will try and say it's anyone. No, the Bible answers itself. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. He said he polluted his inheritance. Who's his inheritance? He said, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, that's their lands, wherever they're going to be. When he separated the sons of Adam, so he separated all the people. He ain't about no integration. He separated all the nations. We all come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All these nations come from those three men. He set the bounds of the people, these other nations, according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Most High's portion is his people. Who's his people? Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. See? Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's why you go into the Apocrypha, look at Ecclesiasticus 17:17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Most High's portion. See? We his inheritance. So he polluted us by giving us over to these Gentiles. And that's what happened to us. Look at Elisha, when he was called to be a prophet. 1 Kings. Go to 1 Kings 19. 1 Kings 19. We're going to look at verse 19. First Kings 19 and 19. So he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him. How strong was this man? He got 6 yoke of oxen on this side, 6 oxen on that side. And he got the plow, and they plowing the land. You hear this? Mighty men. Oh yeah. Mighty, mighty men. First Kings 19 and 19. So he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he with the 12th. And Elisha passed by him and cast his mantle upon him. Elisha passed by him and cast his mantle on him. The mantle was like a small, like a cape, but it's just small, it comes out sometimes to the waist. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee. See? He said, come follow me now. He said, hey man, let me go kiss my father and my mother, then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, go back again, for what have I done to thee? And he turned back from him and took a yoke of oxen and slew them, and boiled their flesh with instruments of the oxen, and gave unto the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah, and ministered unto them. You see? He even said, hey, let me go back. Same thing that was saying, you know, in the New Testament. Isaiah 6. Isaiah the 6th chapter, 5th verse. Excuses. Excuses, excuses. Isaiah 6 and 5. Then said I, woe is me! Destruction is coming to me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. And mine eyes have seen the King, the power of hosts. In flew one of the seraphims unto him, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the thongs from off the altar. Select it. I'm just trying to make sure the phone is still hooked up. Okay. Isaiah 6 and 6. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the thongs from off the altar. A live coal in his hand. And he laid it upon my mouth and said, lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Also I heard the voice of the Most High through the angel, saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. See? But at first what he was saying, verse 5, then said I, woe is me, destruction to me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the glory, the power of hosts. See? Verse 9, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye. This is something that I look at all the time, because you're talking to people, but everybody don't hear spiritually. And some people could just turn carnally instantly, because that's their nature. That's the nature that the Most High put you in, you know, hopefully trying hard to bring a lot of you out of that carnal type of mindset. All you think about is carnal things. It's not spiritual. Listen, verse 9, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. See? Make the heart of this, the mind of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. See? That's a decree that the Most High put out. And you know, he do not want everybody to be saved. I don't care what name you call him. Mashiach Shai made it clear. He made it clear in Mark, the 4th chapter. Let's go there. Read us here. Yeah, Mark 4 and 9. After he had talked to a multitude of people, listen. And he said, some fell by the wayside, some fell among thorns, some fell among stony ground, some fell among good ground. Mark 4 and 9. And he said unto them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12, asked of him the parable. He talked to a multitude. And only certain ones came to want to know more than what it is that he gave them as a riddle or a parable. They wanted to get to understand it. Like, some of you might want to know more, some of you don't. Some of you have questions, some don't. You know? It says, But some came with the 12 and had questions. They wanted to know. And he said unto them, verse 11, unto you it is given to know the mystery, that's something that's unknown, of the kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. All these things done in riddles. Why? That seeing they may see and not perceive. Is that what we just read in Isaiah 6 chapter? That seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand. Least at any time they hear or see, they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. So, then you know that he don't want everybody to be saved, as they say. Or their sins, and your sins are forgiven you, then you're going to be cast into the lake of fire. Look at the prophet Jeremiah. So, you know, we got these excuses. That's why I say this is for our examples and ammunition. Jeremiah, the first chapter. And the 4th verse. Jeremiah 1 and 4. Then the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, behold, I formed thee in the belly. I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. So he sanctified Jeremiah in the womb before he came out into this wicked world. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. See? Then said I, oh, Most High Power, behold, I cannot speak. Excuse. For I am a child. I can't do this. I'm a child. Excuse. But the Most High said unto me, say not, I am a child. Thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee. And whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. If I tell you to speak, you're going to speak. Be not afraid of their faces. He said, be not afraid of their faces. For I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Most High. Then the Most High put forth his hand and touched my mouth. But it wasn't the Most High. You know what I mean? Remember, ain't nobody else seen the Most High. But an angel, through the power of the Most High, put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Most High said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out, and to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw down, to build, and to plant. That's what he told me. Remember, we always dealt with a spirit or an angel. Always. They're still from the Most High. Okay, let's go to Naaman, 2 Kings, the 5th chapter. But you see how, even though the Most High made the mighty men that we read these books that were written about our ancestors, they still was in doubt. So let's look at Naaman, the 5th chapter. Now Naaman, this is 2 Kings 5 and 1. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master, and honorable, because by him the Most High had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. He had leprosy. Now, read about leprosy in Leviticus, the 13th chapter. Let's go there right quick. Let's go to Leviticus 13 And we're going to look at, we'll read, start at verse 9. So you see, he was a leper. So let's look at Leviticus 13. We'll start at verse 9. So you understand what leprosy is. Leviticus 13 and 9. It said, when the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, I like to call yourself white people, said the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. Leprosy is like the palm of my hand, the palm of your feet. That's lepers. Or looking at so-called white people, they're like natural, clean lepers. Unless they have leprosy, you'll see them turning, just like with us, like a brown hand would turn like this. It's like the Most High just did, we read about how he did Moses. You say, put your hand in the bosom. When he pulled it out, it was leprous, white as snow. That's why we're reading about leprosy right here in Leviticus 13th chapter. And your skin turns from this color to that color. It's brown turned to light. It's like they are. That's no pigment and melanin. So it says, verse 12. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh. You got the leprosy that went all over his head to his feet, like Michael Jackson had leprosy. They call it now vitiligo. And they always come with a name outside from what it is. It's leprosy. When your brown skin started to turn white, that's leprosy. It's contagious. While you see all them spotted, remember, he said unclean. And then back in the day, we would say unclean, separate them from everyone because they'd be unclean. It says, verse 13, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. You like to call yourself white, so you're white lepers. That's what it says. If all turned white, he is clean. But when the raw flesh appears in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh and pronounce him to be unclean. For the raw flesh is unclean. It is a leprosy. See? Or if the raw flesh turn again and be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, that after plague he is clean. So we read about Naaman, he had leprosy. He was a leper. So going back to 2 Kings 5:1, now that we understand what leprosy is. And let me get one more, because I don't know y'all. Leviticus 13 and 30. Like, they say, is it true blondes have more fun? So let's see what this says in Leviticus 13 and 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, like blonde hair, like, matter of fact, I do have a picture of blonde hair in this book called the Bible. There it is, like that. See how they had that blonde hair? It be blonde hair. Listen, Leviticus 13 and 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even a leprosy upon the head or beard, wherever it's at. So that's something that's to be exalted. That's why this world is contrary to the word of the Most High, in all ways, shapes, and forms. And our people love it so. Let's go back to Naaman. 2 Kings 5. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master, and honorable, because by him the Most High had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper, and he had leprosy. And the Syrians had gone out by companies, and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid, and she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, Would the Most High my power were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. Says the prophet, an Israelite that can recover Naaman from his leprosy. And one went in and told his master, saying, Thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. The king of Syria said, Go and go, go. And I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, Now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayest recover him of his leprosy. It came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes, and said, Am I the Most High, to kill and to make alive, that this man does send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy? Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me, trying to bring this up on me. How am I supposed to do this? And it was so. Elisha, the man of the Most High, had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes. That was a sign of, humility and so forth that we did in humility. It says, and it was so when Elisha, the man of the Most High, had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, Wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman came with his horses and with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. He told me, go into the Jordan and wash his flesh 7 times, he's going to be clean. But Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he will surely come out to me, and stand, and call on the name of the Most High, his power, and strike his hand over the place, and recover the leper. Are not Abana and Parba, rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them, and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage. He want to wash in his own waters, in his own land. You tell him to go, wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, you're going to be all right. It's, got an attitude. And the servants came near and spake unto him, and said, My father, if the prophet had bid thee do some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? How much rather then, when he said to thee, Wash and be clean? So that's what he told you, wash, you're going to be clean. You're like, man, how come he couldn't face me? Stand in front of me, I'm the king, big-headed, prideful. Then went he down and dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan, according to the saying of the man of the Most High. And his flesh came again like unto the flesh of a little child. He was clean. So he was clean. And he returned to the man of the Most High, he and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, Behold, now I know that there is no power in all the earth, but in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servants. We want a blessing for telling him to go and dip himself 7 times in the Jordan to cure his leprosy. Verse 16, but he said, As the Most High liveth, before whom I stand, I will receive none. You can't pay me for this. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. And Naaman said, shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods of the powers, but unto the Most High. See? And that's why a lot of times we was in captivity, we was dealing, or wherever we were, we were recognized through our power, the Most High, for his great works. In this thing, the Most High pardon thy servant, that when my master goeth into the house of Rimmon to worship there, and he leaneth on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of Rimmon, and I bow down myself in the house of that, the Most High pardon thy servant in this thing. And he said unto him, go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of the Most High, said, behold, my master hath spared Naaman the Syrian, and not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Most High liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. I'm gonna get those treasures that he offered, Elisha, the man of the Most High, when we refused anything that he was trying to give him, and everything that he was trying to give him. Here come Gehazi. I'm gonna go get something. I'm gonna go get some of that he was gonna get to Elisha. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, and when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, is all well? Is everything okay? What's going on? Is everything okay? Is all well? And he said, all is well. My master hath sent me, saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. So give him a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And Naaman said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house. And he let the men go, and they departed. He told them to go their way. But he got all the goods. But he went in and stood before his master. And Elisha said unto him, whence cometh thou, Gehazi? Where you coming from, Gehazi? And he said, thy servant went no whither. I ain't been nowhere. And he said unto him, would not my heart with thee? Did my spirit go with you? When the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money and to receive garments and olive yards and vineyards and sheep and oxen and men servants and maid servants? The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee and unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper, as white as snow. He put the leprosy that Naaman had on Gehazi. So he told him that this leprosy, him being white, that's why a lot of you looking at everybody that's so-called white, necessarily not an Edomite. Because he said, listen, verse 27, the leprosy therefore of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever, said. And he went out from his presence. How did he look? A leper, as white as snow. So, just because they white don't mean that they all Edomites. Some of them are the seed of Gehazi, as it is written, as we read here, right here. Look at Numbers 12 and 9. Because Miriam Miriam and Aaron was talking against Moses. He had married an Ethiopian woman, but they said, let me read it to you so you'll know. Because everybody say in the so-called Christendom churches like Moses married an Ethiopian, so that brings us in. Now Moses already was of the tribe of Levi, who would be a so-called Haitian today. They say he already was a black man. That's why he told him to put his hand in the bosom, bring it out. What kind of certificate if he put his hand in the bosom and it come out white if it already was white when it went inside his bosom? The significance was the fact that his hand was brown, he was dark. He had pigment and melanin. He put his hand in his bosom, pull it out, it turned like his palm of his hand, all over. It's like that, instantly. That was significant. So when you look at Numbers 12:1, it said, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. This is what they said. And they said, hath the Most High, while Mashakawashai indeed spoken only by Moses, has he not spoken also by us? The Most High, while Mashakawashai heard it, right? So now, going to verse 9. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. He had told them, all three of them, to come in through the door of the tabernacle. The cloud departed from off the tabernacle, which is a vehicle or a chariot or the IFO or the Most High identified flying object, what they call flying saucers. But it said, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous. How does she look? White as snow. See? Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my power, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, so to be, how was she in verse 10? Miriam became leprous, white as snow. So to be white as snow, he said, hey, what he said in verse 12? Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Most High, saying, heal her now, O Most High, I beseech thee. And the Most High said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days. After that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, as the Most High said. And the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again, till she turned back, her flesh turned back to its normal color. Now let's look at Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, verse chapter 32 and 17. Ecclesiasticus 32 and 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. See, you can't tell a sinful man he won't be reproved. He's going to find an excuse according to his will. But once again, we're going to start off and end where we started. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For you must all appear before the judgment seat of the Mashiach Yahushua, that every one may receive the things done in his body, what you've done in these mortal bodies, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. See? Your works are going to be seen. Look, well, it's in 20 and 12. This is the end, y'all. This is the judgment. Seat of a Mashiach Yahushua. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High while Mashiach Yahushua. And the books were open. See, there are books that's being written of everything we do. The books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. See, everything we've done in these mortal bodies, we will be judged by what we have done. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. So it's placed death and hell, gonna have to give up the dead that's in them. And they will judge every man according to their works. See? According to what you have done, like he said, whether it was bad or good. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. This is when he's gonna throw everybody into the lake of fire. He says, whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So if your name not written in the book of life, you'll be cast into the lake of fire. No matter what you've done, it don't matter. It's what we're working for. It's receive everlasting life. If your name not written in the book of life, lights out. So that's all I have for tonight. I hope that was edifying. Thaahwam.